I was watching the news this morning and they were talking about the cost of weight loss drugs in the US. You know, the injectables that help with weight loss, which I think are an amazing technology and medical advancement, and the costs were pretty crazy. And I'm like, you know what, I should do a video about this and help people understand why this is the way that it is. But then I'm like, no, not today. Instead, I want to talk about another subject, which I really hate talking about, which is my own weight loss. I've been pretty transparent that I lost about 130 pounds over the past 2 years on my channel, and it has been a huge game changer for me in terms of my entire life, of my work life, my personal life, just life all around. But I think it's a really interesting story about how I actually got there, because it's not a story of me digging deep and finding the resolution and the fortitude to just lose weight or decide to have surgery and get it done. There's a little bit of a backstory. And it's kind of a fat shaming story, but in hindsight, it still did something for me. So the message of this video really isn't that fat shaming is bad, although any kind of shaming is bad, but it is how you choose to take something, what you choose to do with it. So one day I was in my office a few years ago, and a senior level person came to my office, which they didn't often do, and they made a comment about how they needed to lose weight for a certain life event, and did I want to lose weight with them? We would do it as a buddy type of system. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'll take care of it, you know. But it ended up being the catalyst for me deciding to want to lose weight. And there's a lot of reasons for that, but the main reason is that, you know, I kind of already rationalized in my head that being overweight was already hindering my career anyway. You know, being an overweight person means you're undisciplined and that you're not as good as someone who is thinner. So this conversation really just kind of gave me like a cattle prod, a jolt to think more about losing weight again. And, you know, I'm not one to, at least at that point in time, to like, let's alter diet and start exercising, because I was so heavy. And I kind of set aside what that person said to me and started looking into it. Talked to my doctor, they immediately got on board. My whole process was super easy, you know, with the hospital to get my surgery scheduled, which happened within less than 2 months from the time I started the process. But what I really want to go back to is what started the whole process to begin with, which was this person coming to my office and, you know, in a very backhanded way, trying to coerce me into losing weight. Now look, I'm sure that their intent wasn't to bully or to be a jerk, but what I'm also sure of is that I don't give a shit what their intent actually was, because I have no control over that. Why am I going to lose any sleep over it? And I didn't feel this way at that time, but now I've learned that that's actually what it is. Their purpose, their intent means nothing to me. What does matter is what it provoked or drove me to do, what steps it drove me to take. And even though in the initial stages those things may have been to please or serve a different purpose, you know, such as a business or my career, it ended up being to serve myself. So where I'm ultimately trying to take you all here is this whole idea that whenever you experience something or whenever you hear something or someone says something to you, you take it and you process it, you know, and there are these things that are externalized that come towards you, that you can deflect, that you can take in, process, get rid of, vomit out. There are things that you can internalize and hold on to, and they can really suck the life out of you. And I made the decision initially to kind of internalize it, which prompted me into action. But long ago, I let it go and just decided, like, you know what, Joe, like, it was a horrible experience. You felt horrible, you were embarrassed, but look where it got you, you know? So I was able to flip the script for myself by kind of rechanneling my thought process and my energy into the upside of this experience. And this is such a powerful tool to learn, and it is something that you have to learn. It's not something that basically just kind of comes to you lickety-split without thinking about it. Maybe for some people, but probably not for all. You know, I was able to take something that was embarrassing, that put me in a state of victimhood and then a state of anger, and then put me into a state of responsibility, like, well, it is my responsibility to do something about this if I choose to. And then to ultimately kind of come to terms with the fact that regardless of whatever prompted this initial conversation, I was able to take that information and that experience and turn it into something good for myself. So, take a minute, a night, a week, and think about times when you have had external things coming at you that made you feel absolutely horrible. People bullying you, people saying things that you just shouldn't say, especially people who are in more powerful positions than you, who may have more of a control over your life than you would like, and how you reacted to those things and how you could have reacted differently, and how you can take those experiences and make them work for you. Because everything that feels like crap in the moment doesn't have to feel like crap in perpetuity.